This is News 3 Now, live at 4, moving forward.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Live at 4. We're learning more today about what happened yesterday at Mount Horeb Middle School when an armed student was stopped by police.
It was a frightening experience for the students in the school. We'll take a look at these pictures a viewer sent in. A student took these pictures in a classroom. Now their classmates are huddled under a window while armed officers are standing in the classroom.
We're also learning more information this afternoon about the armed student shot and killed outside of the school.
Well, News 3 Now has learned the armed student had a personal website that he posted onto before his death. Included on that site is personal information about himself. News 3 Now will not be sharing that at this time due to the sensitive nature of the incident. Well, some of the main takeaways from the website are contradictory statements. He also expresses an anger toward the education system, as well as LGBTQ individuals.
There is also multiple mentions of differing online communities. They vary from online video games to different YouTube and Twitch content creators. Finally, there are multiple mentions of firearms and different historical school shootings. We're learning more information tonight about the details about what happened outside of the school.
Well, it led to a district-wide lockdown, extending hours into the night before students and parents were reunited.
The superintendent of the Mount Horeb School District held a news conference today. Our Maddie Heimsch is live in Mount Horeb tonight with the latest details. Maddie?
Yeah, of course, in a situation like this one, everyone is just looking for answers. I got on the phone this morning with who we believe to be the parents of that alleged shooter. They both told me they had no comment, but of course, we're always here to listen. I've been at the district all day talking to members of the Mount Horeb community, and here's what we learned. I spoke with a couple of 8th grade students earlier today. They said they were eating lunch when they heard the shots fired. They could look out the window and they recognized that classmate. They watched the whole incident go down. I also talked with the mom of a middle school girl. She said her daughter was in gym class roller skating when they had to flee the building. They left their roller skates so they could run off to a nearby business. And of course, as we discover more information, Mount Horeb Superintendent Dr. Steve Salerno asked community members to please reserve their judgments of friends and family.
I will say this, though, it's not lost on any of us that we've lost a beautiful soul in our district. And there's a family that's hurting right now, and nobody wants this for their child.
We're continuing to listen to those community members. I'll be back throughout the evening with more, and our Catherine Merck is also on the scene. You'll hear from her soon, but I'll send it back to the studio for now. Reporting live in Mount Horeb, I'm Maddie Heimsch, News 3 Now.
Thank you, Maddie. Well, yesterday's tragedy, that's been a topic for everyone in Mount Horeb today.
A special community get-together is just wrapping up at this hour. Our Catherine Merck was there and joins us now with more on what happened. Catherine? Oh, we don't have Catherine? Okay, but what I can tell you...
To piece together exactly what happened yesterday. People are trying to gather right now and talk about the events that happened yesterday at that community meeting that you just referenced. And as they're talking about it and sharing some of their stories with us, we're learning more about what exactly the traumatic experience looks like for these children. We learned that some children, when the active shooting situation was happening, that they were running into nearby businesses in the community. We talked to a couple of them. One business was a Walgreens, and though students didn't congregate inside there, they did have a lockdown. One mother of a young one in this community shared her thoughts about what it was like during that lockdown at the Walgreens. Take a listen.
It is horrible, and I'm praying that everyone and their family doesn't do something like this kid did, and everyone's safe. And it doesn't happen ever again.
Mount Horeb police are telling people to be cautious about what's happening as they share continued limited information. They say more will come out in the coming days. As for what's currently happening at the high school, they are telling us to make sure that we're giving the family space, as this is an incredibly difficult time for all of those in the school yesterday and in the surrounding communities. We're going to continue to hear about what is exactly going on at the high school and the resources that are available to people. Make sure to stick with us throughout the rest of the evening. Reporting live in Mount Horeb, I'm Catherine Merck, News 3 Now.
Thank you, Catherine. We'll hear more community reaction in the 4:30 segment coming up later in this newscast.
But first, let's get a look at our first warn forecast with meteorologist Jacob Montesano. A few raindrops lately.
Yeah, we saw, we saw some of those showers early. Right now, not seeing a ton on radar, but we are expecting some thunderstorm activity during the evening. Now, taking a look at the rainfall accumulation so far, we haven't seen a lot, just about 1/10 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch for parts of Dane County. Places off to the west saw about 1/2 inch of rainfall, with heavier amounts further west in Iowa and parts of Minnesota. But we really haven't seen a ton of precipitation yet, but we are expecting the possibility of severe weather. But the good news is that the marginal risk has decreased a lot and is only including the southern portion of our area near the Illinois border. Now, taking a look at the alert day information, we are still expecting alert day conditions for some. Those thunderstorms will be very isolated, though, but we could see some of those storms produce large hail and strong winds. The tornado threat has pretty much completely gone away, so that is some good news. So looking at the forecast through the evening, these storms are expected to impact our area a little bit later. And again, to the south of Madison near the Illinois border, those locations have the best chance to see the severe weather. But this rain may continue even into the early morning hours on Friday. But by the time we get to sunrise on Friday, this rain will be well out of our area, and it'll actually be pretty nice on Friday. And I'll have more details on that and give you your weekend forecast coming up a little bit later.
All right, Jacob, thank you. UW-Madison administrators and pro-Palestine protesters sat down for a meeting this morning, 4 days after those protesters first pitched their tents on Library Mall.
Our Braden Ross is live at the encampment on Library Mall, and she tells us what we know about this morning's sit-down. Braden?
A few people out here, even more than we saw this morning, obviously through the rain. But one of the big news to come out of this meeting this morning is that it sounds like they're going to be allowed to stay here with their tents for one more night at least. So obviously the protesters say university leadership has agreed to pause any police action for the next 24 hours. That means they'll probably be able to keep those tents up overnight. Several UW students and faculty met with around 5 top UW leaders, including Chancellor Jennifer Mnuchin, around 8:30 this morning. This is just 24 hours after 34 people were arrested as police removed almost all of the tents here on Library Mall. But despite the clash yesterday, one professor I spoke with says the meeting this morning was productive.
It was a hard meeting, hard in the sense that everybody was honest, everybody said their mind, and there are, of course, differences of opinion about what should or could happen. And and that's the expectation, and that's really good, because it started the conversation and it made everybody kind of understand where each other comes from.
So what was agreed upon this morning? Well, protesters and university leadership agreed to meet again within the next 24 hours. We don't know when that meeting will be yet. Protesters say the chancellor promised them there would be no police action at this encampment until that time. Now, of course, the question will be what happens after those 24 hours are up and what happens at this next meeting. We'll keep monitoring the situation here on Library Mall and throughout those meetings as they happen. Reporting live on Library Mall, Braden Ross, News 3 Now.
Thank you, Braden. Former UW-Madison Police Chief Kristen Roman resigned from the department in February after an investigation into parking violations revealed a relationship between her and a subordinate. That's according to documents News 3 Now received from an open records request to the University of Wisconsin. Investigators were told Roman and the other employee spent the majority of days in each other's office with the door closed. The investigation uncovered text messages that indicated a romantic relationship. There are many more details in the documents, and you can find those on channel3000.com.
The Rock County Sheriff's Office is warning people about a new scam in a media release today. It warns of a person cold calling individuals claiming to be Rock County Patrol Deputy Young. The caller then goes on to try to get you to send money to clear up a legal matter. Rock County sheriffs are reminding people no police department will ever call you to ask for money. If you receive a scam like this, report it to the Rock County Communications Center. The number is on your screen, 608-757-2244. Still to come on Live at 4, Tiger Woods is going to play in the U.S. Open after getting a special exemption.
And a bill fighting anti-Semitism is making its way through Washington. We'll show you why free speech supporters are actually concerned with the bill after the break.
Fjords has been crafting beautifully designed functional furniture since 1941. Every aspect of Fjord's furniture has been carefully engineered to create a higher level of relaxation. Visit the Century House today and view our extensive lineup. Experience the unmatched relaxation you can only achieve in Fjord's furniture. Relaxation made beautiful. Visit the Century House at 3420 University Avenue in Madison or online at centuryhouseinc.com.
We went to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison last night.
I don't really get how the jackpots work.
Ho Chunk Gaming Madison actually has had multiple million-dollar winners.
There are linked progressive slot machines at the same casino where local players increase the jackpot amount.
And a standalone progressive jackpot increases when a player plays on an individual machine that isn't linked to any other machines. Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. More ways to win. Find your perfect jackpot.
Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
Dad, are you certain this is gonna work?
Nothing to it.
Are you for imprint certain?
Certainty matters, like the certainty of 4imprint, your home for high-quality promotional gear, including exclusive items and brands they love. Printed perfectly and guaranteed to arrive on time. To wow your clients, nail your next event, or inspire your team, check out 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
Why choose between that new deck you've been wanting and that vacation you've been dreaming about? Get both. A deck that outlasts wood 3-to-1 and up to a 7-day vacation on one of the top cruise lines or at one of our hundreds of resorts with no blackout date restrictions. Call now or visit the website for your new deck today.
It's Empire Today's biggest sale, the 50-50-50 sale. 50% off carpet and flooring, 50% off padding and materials, and 50% off installation. That's right, half off your entire project. You can save thousands. Empire's 50-50-50 sale won't last long. Don't miss 50% off carpet and flooring, 50% off padding and materials, and 50% off installation.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today. Salonpas Lidocaine Flex, a super thin, flexible patch with maximum OTC strength lidocaine that contours to the body to relieve pain right where it hurts. And did we mention it really, really sticks? Salonpas, it's good medicine.
Scratch your travel itch with Madison Magazine. Visit in-state destinations that make you feel like a world traveler. Coastal villages, charming vineyards, rustic retreats, and more. Explore with Madison Magazine online and on newsstands now. Madison Magazine presents The City Guide, your ultimate resource for Madison area adventures. With inside tips on where to eat, what to do, and places to see. Available now on area newsstands or online at madisonmagazine.com.
President Biden says pro-Palestinian campus protests have not prompted him to rethink his Middle East policies.
His first public comments on the topic came after police officers broke up a pro-Palestinian encampment overnight on the campus of UCLA.
Bradley Blackburn reports from New York, where officers remain outside several universities.
Students at Portland State University were told to shelter in place Thursday as police cleared out the library, which had been occupied by protesters. Police say they found tools, improvised weapons, and paint balloons. And this is what remains after police cleared out the pro-Palestinian encampment on the campus of UCLA. Overnight, officers in riot gear moved in, ripping apart the barricades that had been set up. More than 100 protesters were arrested.
We need to keep protesting, and that's the only way change will be made, right? By resisting the status quo. So.
As the day wore on, officers continued to make arrests in areas outside the encampment.
We are still seeing the resistance on the far end to my right.
As protests on college campuses nationwide escalate, President Biden spoke out, condemning the violence.
Breaking windows, shutting down campuses, forcing the cancellation of classes and graduations. None of this is a peaceful protest.
At George Washington University in D.C., there were dueling protests between protesters who were against the war in Gaza
Humanity wins when we bring them home.
and pro-Israel demonstrators who want the focus to be on the release of the hostages. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
According to the Associated Press, the protests have now resulted in about 2,000 arrests nationwide. Amid pro-Palestine demonstrations at universities, lawmakers in Washington sent a bill known as the Anti-Semitism Awareness Act to the Senate after passing in the House last night. The bill is controversial due to concerns of legislation stifling free speech on college campuses. The bill defines anti-Semitism as, quote, a certain perception of Jews which may be expressed as hatred toward Jewish people. The Education Department would use that definition to enforce anti-discrimination laws. In the hush money trial of former President Donald Trump today, a lawyer who negotiated a pair of hush money deals is recalling his gallows humor reaction to Trump's 2016 election victory and the realization that his hidden efforts may have contributed to the win. Keith Davidson texted, "What have we done?" as he watched the election results. He is a key prosecution witness because he represented a porn actor and Playboy model in deals that resulted in stories of extramarital sexual encounters with Trump being stifled in the run-up to the 2016 election.
Let's get another look at our first warn forecast. Jacob is back to show us what's going on. Jacob?
Thanks, Brady. Here's a look at the 3 things you need to know. We're going to see some on and off showers and possibly some storms this evening, but we're going to be dry for all of Friday, and we're going to continue to see 60s and 70s going forward. Now, we are still expecting alert day conditions this evening for southern Wisconsin, especially the far southern portion of the state near the Illinois border. With the hazards being hail and some strong winds, the tornado threat has pretty much diminished to 0. So looking at the current radar, not really seeing anything right now, just a few light sprinkles for parts of our area. But looking to the south, we're starting to see some of those thunderstorms develop. They're going to continue to develop and move off into northern Illinois and impact southern Wisconsin a little bit later into the evening. And looking at the severe weather risk, there is that marginal risk for areas south of Madison near the Illinois border. So here's a look at the forecast for this evening. On and off shower activity for the next few hours, but as we get closer to around 8 to 10 p.m., we're going to start to see some possible thunderstorm activity. Once again, the strongest of storms will be to the south and east of Madison. Some storms may linger into the very early morning hours on Friday, but most of the precipitation will clear out by sunrise Friday. And fairly early in the day, we are going to see sunshine, and sunshine is expected throughout much of the day on Friday. But we have another chance of precipitation over the weekend. We aren't expecting really any thunderstorms, let alone severe weather, but we could see some showers move through most of our area Saturday afternoon and evening, but these should clear out pretty quickly, and the rest of the weekend is looking very nice. So here's a look at that weekend forecast. We're going to have high temperatures in the 70s or right around 70 both days. We do have a chance of rain on Saturday. Sunday looking just about perfect. Now, the drought monitor was released today. It still shows a drought to the northwest of Madison, but the drought has been improving over the last couple of weeks. And with the rainfall we saw today, any rainfall will be a little bit of an improvement. Now, as I mentioned, we're going to continue to see 60s and 70s going forward, especially through the middle of next week. But towards the end of next week, we may start to see those temperatures drop a little bit as we have highs only in the lower 60s for next Friday. Now, here's a look at the full 7 to 10 day forecast. Our next chance of thunderstorms will be on Tuesday, and then we're looking fairly dry for the end of next week. Just a few light precipitation is possible. But again, the bigger story next week is we could see those temperatures dropping quite a bit, but still going to see highs in the 60s and lows in the 40s. So we're still seeing temperatures pretty close to average for the beginning of May.
Thank you, Jacob. Tiger Woods has accepted a special exemption in next month's U.S. Open at South Carolina's Pinehurst Resort and Country Club. Woods, who counts 3 U.S. Open titles among his 15 major championships, most recently competed at the Masters in April, where he finished last among the 60 players who made the cut at Augusta National Golf Club. Woods says he is honored to receive this exemption. Woods has hardly been a full-time player in recent years and dropped to 789th in the world ranking. His 5-year exemption into the U.S. Open after winning the 2019 Masters had run out.
Cicadas are all the buzz right now, as you've probably heard. Exactly. Ooh, it makes the hair on your neck stand up. Trillions of them are emerging across 12 states from the Midwest to the East Coast after more than a decade underground. And this year, it's a rare dual emergence. The 13-year brood is making its appearance at the same time as one that surfaces every 17 years, a cycle that aligns every 221 years. That hasn't happened since 1803, a time when Thomas Jefferson was president.
Now, for cicadas, their long wait could be cut short as, well, they could be eaten by predators such as birds, squirrels, and humans?
You just ate it. What does it taste like?
Not bad. Anyone hungry? Well, eventually the remaining survivors mate and lay eggs, and when the youngest cicadas hatch and fall into the soil, it becomes their turn to wait a lifetime for their moment. I think I'll stick with cheese and crackers.
Or just watching them and listening to them, yes.
Well, there's more to come on Live at 4. A reconstruction of a 75,000-year-old Neanderthal skull has just been unveiled to the public.
We'll tell you how researchers plan to use this recreation to better understand our genetic history. Live at 4. We'll be right back.
This right here is confidence in a bottle.
Not only does it change you on the outside, but something in the inside, knowing that you're looking better.
It makes me feel so much more confident than I've ever felt in my life.
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Well, today we're going to see one for ourselves and let you be the judge. It's called Plexiderm, and lifestyle expert Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real, and I'm so excited. We even have a video, and you'll notice the model has bags underneath his eyes and some sagging, and all he uses is a small amount on a clean, dry face, and that's how easy it is.
All right, what's the active ingredient?
Okay, so it's silicates that are minerals found in shale rock, and what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes, and as little as 10 minutes, no prescriptions, and very little effort. Even watching the video, this is a real, it's a model, but it's a real guy with real bags underneath his eyes.
My real true opinion is holy words I can't say on camera. This is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It was amazing. It feels good. Feels great. Looks even better.
And I did this to my father. We were at home. So we applied it to his under eye bags. And let me tell you, we were so excited. In under 10 minutes, they visibly disappeared from view. And now it is literally part of both of our daily routines. He calls me every single month saying, "Hey, Annette, I'm out of Plexiderm, please send me more." And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles. The way you want to do it is you want to have a clean, dry face. You use a small amount because it's so powerful. You have high school reunions, you have events you want to go to, you want to look years younger, this is it.
At our $14.95 price, it's the best way to try Plexiderm and see it work for yourself after your first application. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Want to instantly look more attractive and years younger? The solution is whiter teeth. But you love coffee and tea, maybe even wine or smoking, and all of them stain your teeth and make them yellow. It's time you discovered Power Swabs, the fast 5-minute revolutionary treatment.
The first time I tried it, I was so surprised. My husband was so excited that he wanted to run out and get it. He said, "What have you been trying?" I said, "Well, I've tried this product called Power Swab." And he said, "I can't believe how white your teeth are." From that point on, I've been sold.
Power Swabs are guaranteed to whiten your teeth up to 2 shades after the first application. After 5-minute daily treatments for the next week, your teeth will be an average of 6 shades whiter. Power Swabs will whiten natural teeth and remove stains from veneers, bonding, caps, and crowns.
This is a Power Swab smile.
This is a Power Swap smile.
Call, go online, or scan the code on your screen right now to receive 50% off this Mother's Day. You'll also receive the Power Swab Stain Out Quick Stick, absolutely free. And in addition, you will get free shipping.
Welcome back. A team of archaeologists in Britain have just unveiled the reconstructed face of a 75,000-year-old woman.
The Neanderthal skull is believed to be the best preserved find this century. Leah Mishkin reports.
UK researchers have pieced together a shattered skull, turning it into a 3D model of a Neanderthal named Shannon Z. Paleoanthropologist Dr. Emma Pomeroy helped uncover the remains that were as flat as a pizza when found nearly a decade ago.
And the bone itself was very soft. So actually, while I was excavating the skull, even touching it with a brush could sometimes potentially cause damage.
The UK team discovered the skeleton in a cave in the Kurdistan region of Iraq, where archaeologists have been digging up Neanderthal remains since the 1950s. They think it was a burial site.
There's absolutely no doubt that they maintained a tradition over several hundred years of this is where you put grandma.
It's a massive privilege, actually, to be able to work with the remains of any individual, but especially one as special as her.
Experts say she likely died in her mid-40s, and her ancient teeth show evidence of gum disease. Her neck, signs of arthritis.
From the more complete Neanderthal remains that we have, we tend to have more identified as males, and the fact that she's an older individual as well is extremely interesting.
Researchers plan to study her diet, where she came from, and how much she traveled.
We're understanding more and more by linking the genetics to the morphology, so the appearance of the bones, to understand actually how that Neanderthal heritage plays out in people today.
After all, she says most people in the world have some Neanderthal DNA. Leah Mishkin, CBS News, London.
Wow. Very interesting, isn't it?
It's amazing what they can tell.
It is.
Yeah.
Yep, science is fascinating. The last Neanderthals became extinct around 40,000 years ago, just a few thousand years after humans arrived.
There's more to come on Live at 4. The encampments on the UW-Madison campus still stand.
And pro-Palestinian protesters will meet with university officials once again. We'll tell you what agreements the two parties have made when Live at 4 returns.
Right, Chips. Just taking a break. That window's a bear.
Don't worry. My cousin's got a guy.
Hey, I'm not sure I can help you with the house gas, but I can help you replace this window fast.
Let the experts at Feldco kickstart your home renewal with 2-for-1 windows and no interest for 1 year. Plus, we'll get it done Feldco fast.
2-for-1 windows won't last long. Hurry. Call now.
Call 866 for Feldco.
Do you have both Medicare and Medicaid? If so, you may qualify for a dual-eligible special needs plan from Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield, with benefits and coverage for dental services or routine eye exams. Call now to explore plan options available in your zip code. Learn about the additional care, resources, and support you could have with an Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield dual special needs plan. Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield dual-eligible special needs plans offer more benefits than you have access to with original Medicare alone. Additional benefits could help you save out-of-pocket costs. These benefits could include a healthy grocery allowance each month, transportation to plan-approved medical appointments, or an annual allowance to spend on eyewear. Most of the Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield dual special needs plans have $0 monthly premiums, $0 copays, or $0 deductibles that can also help you save on out-of-pocket costs. If you have both Medicare and Medicaid, don't miss your chance to enroll in a dual special needs plan. Call today to see what plans with additional benefits may be available in your zip code. Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield dual special needs plans offer more than original Medicare, like annual allowances towards dental, vision, or hearing coverage. These plans offer even more benefits that may provide you with additional care and support. With a 24/7 nurse line, you could have access to a registered nurse to help answer your questions whenever you need. If you're in immediate need of a caregiver or emergency services, these Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield plans provide a personal emergency response system. Contact a caregiver or emergency services at the touch of a button. If you have both Medicare and Medicaid, don't miss your chance to enroll in a plan with more benefits than you may have with original Medicare alone. Call today to speak with a licensed agent and explore 2024 dual-eligible special needs plans. The call is free and there's no obligation to enroll.
Call 800-357-1385. 800-357-1385. That's 800-357-1385. Call now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
You're watching News 3 Now live at 4. Moving forward.
Well, that's a nice view. A little gloomy out, but still nice.
Beautiful shot of a nice path to take a walk, take the dog for a walk. The weather words for today: storm chance tonight, but then a nice Friday on the way. Jacob is here. It's just a small chance tonight, right, Jacob?
Yeah, we are going to see a few storms across our area, but it wouldn't surprise me if a lot of the region doesn't see any more rain going forward. Now, looking at the current radar, we're just seeing some light precipitation, and it does look like for the next few hours, we're actually going to see dry conditions for a lot of us, and temperatures aren't too bad outside right now either. But we still have alert day conditions in the forecast, especially for areas south of Madison near the Illinois border. That's where it looks like the best chance for severe weather will occur, with some isolated hail and strong winds. The tornado threat has pretty much diminished to about 0. Now, looking at the forecast for this evening, it's going to be fairly dry for the next couple of hours, but as we get closer to around 9 p.m. to 11 p.m., we'll see some of those thunderstorms move into the southeastern portion of our area, and it looks like we'll continue to see some on and off pop-up showers and storms through the very early morning hours on Friday, but it looks like a lot of that precipitation will clear out by sunrise, and then Friday is looking pretty nice. So this evening forecast, mostly cloudy throughout the evening with some showers later in the evening, but temperatures will stay steadily in the 60s, and overnight we're going to see mostly cloudy skies throughout the night, maybe some clear skies for those of you off to the west by the early morning hours, as lows will drop into the lower 50s and upper 40s. But I'll talk more in detail about your Friday and weekend forecast and show you our next chance of rain coming up a little bit later.
Thank you, Jacob. All right, let's go out to...
Yeah, the other big story that we're covering today is the development and reaction to yesterday's shooting incident at a middle school in Mount Horeb. We have team coverage tonight. Our Catherine Merck and Maddie Heimsch are both in Mount Horeb, and we'll begin tonight with Maddie. We heard more from the superintendent today. Maddie, what did he have to say?
Yeah, that superintendent, Dr. Steve Salerno, got emotional today when he was providing us with updates. He asked community members to reserve their judgment when it came to the suspect's friends and family. He also wanted to thank parents for understanding that the district is doing everything they can to keep these students safe. Here's what he had to say.
And I hope everything stays calm in the near future, just because soon my little guy will be going to 4K, next year, and I hope he doesn't have to go through something like this ever.
Parent? We did discover a website allegedly belonging to the suspect in which he writes about school shootings and compares himself to past assailants of historic school shootings, mentioning Sandy Hook Elementary and Columbine High School by name. I talked with 2 8th graders today who knew that classmate. They said they were eating lunch in the middle school. When they heard the shots fired, they looked out the window. They recognized that classmate again. And I've been here all day speaking with members of the school district. And on campus with me now is our Catherine Merck. She stopped by the community meeting taking place at the high school. Catherine, what did you see at that meeting?
Yeah, Maddie, a lot of members of this community are just trying to piece together the events of what happened yesterday. Today, just down the street here at the high school, they're now gathering together, talking with each other about the sights and scenes that they saw yesterday that traumatized them. So today, I made my way around the community, talking with other businesses in the area. Some of them telling me that children, when the events of the shooting were happening, they were running down the streets into other businesses trying to take shelter. One woman who works at a Walgreens said that her business specifically went on lockdown as the active threat was happening, and she was a mother. She just spoke to us about what she feels as if something like this could happen in her community. Take a listen to what she had to say.
And I hope everything stays calm in the near future, just because soon my little guy will be going to 4K, next year, and I hope he doesn't have to go through something like this ever.
Are telling people to be cautious about what they're sharing as the police are looking to get more information confirmed. As for the community meeting that's happening here, we're staying further away right now because we're trying to give the community that's gathered more privacy as they continue to unpack this traumatizing situation. The district tells us that many students are, worrying about the trust that they have in even attending school after an event like this. They're interacting with therapy dogs and getting other resources in the coming days before school's supposed to return tomorrow. We're going to continue to update you throughout the rest of our newscast. Make sure to stick with us. Reporting live in Mount Horeb, I'm Catherine Merck, News 3 Now.
Thank you, Catherine. SSM Health has advice from a behavioral health expert on talking to kids following events like the prevented school shooting in Mount Horeb yesterday. After a traumatic event, it can be difficult to know how to speak to children. Parents often want to show strength and protection, but an SSM behavioral health expert says it's best for parents to just be honest about their fears and concerns.
Unfortunately, they hear more than what we want them to, and they pick up on things more than we want them to. So be honest with them. We want to be that example that it's okay to express your feelings and where you're at. Because you think of the alternative, if we're not doing that, we're not creating a space for our kids to be open on how they're truly feeling.
Children often have a better idea of how you're feeling than adults realize. Bayer says ultimately parents don't have the answer to everything, and being honest about that can give much needed reassurance to kids. Turning now to the UW-Madison campus, protesters remain at their encampment after meeting this morning with university officials. They tell us officials have agreed to another meeting within the next 24 hours and that they will take no police action against them until that time.
Among the people on campus have been state lawmakers, and they spoke to our political reporter, Will Keneally, who joins us from campus this afternoon with more. Will?
Yeah, so these pro-Palestinian protests have been a significant issue among Democrats and liberals, as some of them continue to push the Biden administration to take a stronger stance on the Israel-Hamas war. As we see these protests take a stronger hold here in Wisconsin, we spoke to one lawmaker about what other conversations he's had with his fellow elected officials.
I talked to Governor Evers' office yesterday. They made very clear to me that there has been no discussion of sending in the National Guard. He also made very clear that the discretion to make arrests or not make arrests lies entirely with the chancellors, not with his office, not with the governor.
Now, this is in addition to conversations he's told me he has had directly with other university officials. I'll have more from these protests coming up throughout the night tonight. Reporting from UW-Madison, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
Will, thank you. Wall Street ended the day higher, the Dow gaining 322 points. The Nasdaq was up 235 and the S&P 500 was up almost 46. We have more news coming your way this afternoon. From cyber attacks to disinformation campaigns, worldwide threats to the U.S. are ramping up.
Experts testify on Capitol Hill today on the country's approach to security threats.
That's when Live at 4 returns. We'll be right back.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is coming this weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison.
We really need new siding.
After I get my windows. Have you tried opening ours?
We're not touching the windows until we redo the roof. It's leaking.
We are not redoing the roof without getting new gutters.
The gutters can wait till I get my bathtub.
We agreed on a shower for Mom.
But I thought...
happy spouse, happy house.
Exactly.
Wait. For home improvement guaranteed to make everyone happy, everyone can agree on 1-800-HANSON's, because our durable, energy-efficient, and weather-resistant windows, roofing, siding, and gutters are all guaranteed for life. And our baths have a no-leak guarantee. With thousands of 5-star reviews, we're your trusted home improvement expert, exceeding expectations for 35 years. Get 50% off professional installation, or no interest and no payments for 2 full years. Offer ends soon.
It's under.
Over.
Hey, happy spouse, happy house.
Call 1-800-HANSON's.
Another year of yo-yo dieting? Not this year. Hit reset and make a permanent change with permanent fat removal by Sonobello.
With Sonobello, day one, all my unwanted body fat gone.
These are my favorite pair of jeans that I couldn't even button up.
Look how flat my stomach is. I couldn't believe it was just gone.
I saw the results immediately.
And this is the best I have felt since I was in my 20s.
Real women everywhere are transforming their bodies permanently. Sonobello is not a fad diet or boot camp workout. It's a simple, proven way to remove stubborn body fat permanently and in just one visit.
I'm so happy. I just put this dress on that I haven't worn in over 10 years.
If you are looking for physical results and positive emotional results, please run, don't walk to your nearest Sonobello.
Ready to hit reset? Find out how you can save $250 off instantly. Call now or go to sonobello.com.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is coming this weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison.
New at 5, UW-Madison students and administrators appear to be inching toward common ground amid their standoff. Why community members are still raising questions on the university's actions.
We mentioned that clouds and showers today could limit the strong storm chance this evening. While an isolated strong storm cannot be ruled out, the chance is pretty small. Tonight at 5, I'll tell you how nice Friday will be and when the next chance of rain is.
And ahead at 6, an armed student was shot and killed outside the Mount Horeb Middle School. We'll share important resources for those affected. That's tonight at 6.
Well, the heads of U.S. intelligence agencies appeared at a hearing on Capitol Hill.
They told lawmakers that China, Russia, and Iran are increasingly working together against American interests. Avril Haines, the director of national intelligence, testified that China and Russia are making preparations for cyber attacks on the U.S. in case there is a war with America. And she said the vulnerabilities could, in most cases, be easily prevented.
And in virtually all of the attacks we've seen against U.S. critical infrastructure, cyber actors took advantage of default or weak passwords, unpatched known vulnerabilities, and poorly secured network connections to launch relatively simple attacks.
The intelligence chiefs testified that Iran is taking advantage of Israel's war with Hamas to expand its influence across the Middle East. They say disinformation campaigns centered around the presidential election are already in full swing.
When we come back, how to attract colorful and cheerful songbirds to your yard this spring.
Our friends from Wild Birds Unlimited are helping us kick off a new project here on Live at 4. We'll meet them out on the weather patio when Live at 4 continues.
My name is Adrienne, and I was hurt in a car accident. What Gruber Lofts has done for me was made me feel safe. It didn't cost me anything, just one call, that's all.
Injured? Call Gruber Lofts today. One call, that's all.
Save on new Champion windows during replacement window season. Now is the best time to buy new Champion windows, because when you buy 2, you get 2 free.
If your windows are drafty, ugly, or broken, your home needs our windows. We design, build, install, and guarantee it for life. We have enough hands to help you every step of the way.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Thanks.
Buy 2, get 2 won't last long. Call or schedule online at getchampionwindows.com.
Check this out, the newest fantasy game from DraftKings. Just pick between 2 and 6 players and choose if they're gonna have more or less of a stat. Then compete against others for cash prizes. It's that simple. Okay, let's try it. Do you want more Kevin Hart or less Kevin Hart now? Nope, don't answer that.
Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app today and score $50 in Pick 6 credits instantly when you play a $5 first pick set. The crown is yours.
What?
This is Kathy. She's about to see her dentist. She's afraid. Not because of the drill, but because of the bill. A big bill. But Kathy doesn't need to be afraid, and neither do you. Thanks to affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company. It's easy to get this coverage. Don't believe me? Call or go online for all the details. You could even have this free information kit. This isn't a discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance. It helps pay for over 400 procedures. That's a lot. I'm talking cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, root canals, even dentures. Bottom line, you'll have help paying for routine care and expensive major work. But if you want deductibles, forget it. There aren't any. No annual maximum either. Plus, you can see any dentist you want. Stop fearing the big bill. Start saving at the dentist. Call now or go to sendinfokit.com.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
Certain this is gonna work?
Nothing to it.
For imprint certain?
Certainty matters. 4imprint is your home for promo gear to wow clients and inspire your team. Check out 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
This famous wood fence from the show Home Improvement had to have boards replaced 13 times in only 9 years. Our fences outlast wood 3 to 1 and are all backed by our extensive lifetime warranty. This month, save $1,000 on your project. Visit the website or call the number for your new fence today.
After a serious accident, you'll need a winning team to protect your rights. Trust Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
Oh, Denver, Colorado, you're looking pretty nice today. A few clouds up there, but kind of sunny. I like that, 61 degrees, so you know what? Go Denver, Colorado.
Mountains and blue sky. Good stuff. Well, part of the beauty of this time of year is all the wildlife that's visiting us right now.
Colorful and cheerful songbirds will fill your yard with their sweet songs if you provide them a few of the basics.
Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington reached out to Jan Ross from Wild Birds Unlimited, and she visited our weather patio recently to show us how to get started. What are the essential things you need?
The best thing would be a water feature. You've got a beautiful water feature here. The other water feature is a bird bath that can accommodate all kinds of things. They need to drink, they need to bathe, they need to have the nutrients and be able to be in the system.
The movement of the water attracts the birds?
Right. In fact, sometimes you even want to put a water wiggler or something like that, or a little bitty fountain in the bird bath to attract the birds because they look for movement.
What might be some of the first birds that you would attract?
The first bird that's going to find any kind of feeder is the chickadee. If the chickadee finds it, all the other birds are going to go, wait a minute, what is that? The chickadees find things first.
Well, walk us through what you've set up here. Which birds are eating which seeds?
Okay. I will tell you which bird doesn't eat this, pretty much. This is filled, looks like it's been busy. It's got safflower in it. Yeah. And so safflower, it has such a hard shell that some of the blackbirds cannot crack that shell. And that's why we use it when people are complaining about blackbirds.
Ah, interesting.
This is a mix of Niger and chips of sunflower, small sunflower chips. And that feeder is a specialty feeder for the finches because the seeds are so tiny. You can't put that in this kind of a feeder because then the seeds will fall out.
You said that oil is on the Niger seed, and we were talking before about how Niger seed can go bad. So you might put out Niger seed that maybe is no good anymore, and you're not getting the finches. Right. Is that true?
That is true. Niger has a 3-month shelf life.
Do you need a variety of things
to attract birds?
Yeah.
That's always the best.
Okay. What's in the yellow bin?
That's another straight Niger seed.
And what goes in the little red cup?
What goes in the little red cup? That is the treat. That's the treat for the any bird that comes. We usually put mealworms or something called bark butter bits, and it has several different things, including fat and oatmeal and peanut butter and things like that in it. So there's a big mixture.
Sounds delicious.
And I call this the house feeder. Is that an appropriate name, the house feeder up there?
Officially, it's called a hopper feeder.
And what kind of birds are going to be attracted to the hopper feeder?
Any bird that likes to sit to eat. For instance, that would be the cardinal, the doves, birds like that. Male and female cardinals will sometimes feed each other.
How important is it to help the birds at this time of year?
They are migrating through, they are hungry, they are tired, they need a drink, and they need all kinds of things right now because this is the time of year that they are also courting, and moms need calcium for the eggs and to replenish her bones, because all the eggshells come from her bone marrow. And so all of that needs to be supplemented. Right now we don't have a whole ton of insects, which is most birds would actually look for insects. Birds are always changing, and what I tell the people, well, how can I get rid of this one or that one? I'll say nothing is permanent. Yeah. Nature is nature, and it's going to be what it is. So yeah, it's always an adventure.
You could just watch the birds all day long.
They're pretty.
Yeah, they really are. This was such a great idea that Alex had. And Jan and Bob Ross will be doing a regular monthly birding segment with us here on Live at 4 as the seasons progress. Their Wild Birds Unlimited store, by the way, is on Old Sock Road in Madison.
They'll be sharing the latest tips and information for you all summer long and as the seasons change. You know, those birds have the right idea. Go to a backyard with a pool, snacks.
Right.
You know, it sounds like a great afternoon, Jacob.
We have the luxury setup.
Yeah, and over the next couple of days and weeks, the conditions are going to be very favorable for birds to want to spend time, you know, in the outdoors and in the bright sun, because we are going to see plenty of sun going forward. Now, we're going to see some on and off storm activities this evening, but dry for all of Friday, and then we are going to continue to be in the 60s and 70s going forward. But we still are expecting some alert day conditions this evening, especially for areas south of Madison. The biggest hazards will be isolated hail and strong winds. The tornado threat looks to have pretty much diminished to around a 0% chance. So we're still seeing some very light sprinkles right now, but not really seeing a ton of precipitation. Down to the south, though, we're starting to see some of these showers and storms pop up. They're going to continue to pop up and impact northern Illinois and then southern Wisconsin as we head into the later portion of the evening. So looking at the forecast, the showers and storms will really impact our area closer to around 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. But even into the early morning hours Friday, we are going to see some showers and storms kind of linger, but all this rain will clear out by sunrise on Friday. And then really for all of Friday, it's going to be a very nice day with plenty of sun and very comfortable temperatures. Now looking at Saturday, we do have another chance of precipitation. We'll see a quick round of showers during the afternoon, but other than that, we're not going to see much precipitation for the weekend. It will be clear by the time we get to Sunday. And Sunday will be a very nice day once again with highs near 70 and plenty of sun. But once again, we are going to see some showers on Saturday, but they're not going to be too impactful, and they'll clear out by Sunday. Now, looking at the drought monitor, which was released today, still shows a drought to the northwest of Madison, but we are still seeing some improvements. We'd like to see a little bit more, but the rainfall that we saw today and the rain that we will see will certainly help. Now, looking at the full 7 to 10 day forecast, our next chance of thunderstorms will be on Tuesday, but notice the temperatures aren't going to change too much over the next 7 days. They could drop a little bit towards the end of next week with highs in the 60s, but we're still going to see pleasant conditions. You know, we're getting to the time of year where even the colder days are still pretty comfortable for us.
Our city has a pulse. Steps from bustling and wild. Come find familiar. Experience new. Live in our rhythm and stay.
Get an 11% rebate now at Menards. Update your home with IVC sheet vinyl. It's waterproof and features a durable wear layer for active households. Impact sheet vinyl is only 99 cents per square foot after rebate. Keep your floors clean with our great selection of Libman cleaning supplies. This precision angle broom is easy to maneuver, helping you reach under cabinets and tight corners. Just $6.99 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
It's Empire Today's biggest sale, the 50-50-50 sale. 50% off carpet and flooring, 50% off padding and materials, and 50% off installation.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today.
New at 5, protesters and the UW-Madison administration appear to be inching toward common ground, while people are still raising questions on the university's actions. Plus, a local political leader weighs in on the protests happening around the state. That's coming up next.
Start your evening with News 3 Now at 6. Moving forward, uncovering the stories and getting to the heart of events and issues that matter here. And when bad weather is on the way, we warn you first. News 3 Now at 6. Moving forward, weeknights.
Well, take a look at this terrifying close call caught on camera. Oregon State Police posted this video to X, formerly known as Twitter, of an SUV attempting to pass a semi-truck.
Whoa.
Yikes. At the last second, the car barely scrapes through as another oncoming semi swerves to avoid a head-on crash. Thankfully, no one was hurt in this shocking near miss, and the SUV's driver was ticketed for careless driving.
Who was driving that? Tom Cruise?
Yeah, right.
That's like a stunt. Glad everyone's okay. We'll be right back.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy an air conditioner. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase an air conditioner and a furnace at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
If you're about to replace your roof, stop. There's a solution about 80% less expensive. 9 out of 10 roofs can be saved by RoofMax. Guaranteed to extend the life of your current roof by 5 to 15 years at a fraction of the cost of a new roof. RoofMax's deep penetrating power restores flexibility and water protection. Nobody wants to replace their roof. Restore it instead with RoofMax for 80% less. Call now for a free roof inspection.
Right now, pet dander, skin cells, mold spores, pollen, and dirt are being sucked into your air ducts. Get cleaner air and system efficiency now with Stanley Steamer. For over 75 years, we've continually engineered our equipment and processes to deep clean your entire home. Your air ducts aren't clean until they're Stanley Steamer clean.
Call 1-800-STEAMER. Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
Imagine trying to take on one of the big car companies. It's not easy. Yet this year, one local law firm finalized the largest compensatory verdict in state history against an automaker, over $38 million. And it was no fluke. That same firm has been holding big car companies accountable for faulty designs that cause injury for over 50 years. Because Wisconsinites know who to call when it's a must-win scenario. They call Habish, Habish & Rotier. National reputation, hometown service.
What you see here is an irresistibly special gift that just moments before was filled with the world's most delicious snacks from Nuts.com. Nuts, dried fruits, sweets, and other treats. All her favorites in one special tray of tasty temptation. Freshly roasted to perfection or freshly baked, dipped, seasoned, or popped to satisfy every craving. Create your own combination for Mother's Day or choose from Nuts.com's gift baskets and tins with every flavor of happy. Get 20% off plus free shipping on your first order.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy an air conditioner. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase an air conditioner and a furnace at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
Next on News 3 Now at 5, we know spending time outside is good for our health, but the benefits go much further than you'd think. See why and how tonight at 5.
Thanks for joining live at 4 today, everybody. We hope to see you back here tomorrow. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.